My name is Grace Martinson. At Kids Camp this year, I learned a lot about Jesus and God. One day at Kids Camp, I said I need to accept Jesus into my heart and then get baptized. I love Jesus so much my heart might explode. I have decided to learn more about Jesus and tell my friends about him.
My name is Cooper Martinson. At summer camp this year, I went to camp believing in God but not following him. Then at camp, I was listening to the speaker one day, and he said, "If you have accepted Christ, stand up." And I stood up. I have decided to share my faith with others. My name is Ricky Olguin. I was raised as a Christian. I went to church and I went to private school and had a good relationship with God. I started to go to public school and my relationship with God became more distant. It got worse and worse, and when I reached hard times where I questioned if God was even there for me, I lost faith in him. 2 weeks later, I got an opportunity to go to summer camp for a week. That week was the best week of my life. One night during worship, I felt God's presence and I broke down in tears because I realized how much he loves me and that he was always there for me. So that same night, I recommitted myself to God. So I've decided to live for God, show his love to my family, and to serve in Mazatlan next summer.
My name is Mallory Turpinning. I was baptized as a baby, and my father brought me up in a Lutheran church. I have to say, I've never really doubted that God is real. I have always felt his presence, and no matter how dark and bad things have been, I knew that God had my back. In August 2006, I was sexually assaulted, and because of that, I separated my body and soul. During this dark time in my life, I still had faith in God and knew that he loved me, but I chose to do what I wanted with my body, and I did not choose wisely. What brought me to the point I am now was after many years of bad decisions, I decided to fight to become whole again. It was such a struggle because I left God out of it, but as soon as I asked for help, he was there. At the end of my struggle, I met a man of God, Nathan Perry. I asked him about his church, and now I have only been going to New Life for 8 months, but it feels like home. I also help out with the wonderful youth program. The students and leaders are absolutely amazing and so encouraging. Since I have joined youth, I have decided to give my body back to God and live how he wants me to. My next step is to dive deeper in youth as a leader and join kids. I want to declare that I love God and I am choosing to follow his path for me. I promise to always guide students and kids to God by encouraging them to always follow his teachings and show them that they are unconditionally loved by him. I thank God every day for the blessings and opportunities he provides me, but also how he challenges me to deepen more on and depend more on him than myself. I have decided to dive deeper in youth as a leader and join kids. My name is Hunter Hopkins. I used to feel so alone. It felt like depression was taking over my life. But when I went to youth camp, I felt God take hold of my heart and told me I could live a better life. I have decided to get more involved with the church by working with kids. My name is Desiree Rivera. Throughout my 14 years of life, I have never found stability in my life or in any kind of happiness whatsoever. Before I had accepted Christ for the first time at summer camp, I had always been the most negative person. Ever since my week of dedicating all of my time to Jesus, my life has been changed. My next step is being baptized and rid of all the negativity and who I was before, and I will be reborn into the happy person I've always aspired to be. As I accepted Christ, I feel like I have finally found a new light in my life. I left behind all of the things that have brought me down the most. All of the drugs, self-harm, eating disorders, all of it was gone. Christ has released me from the heavy weights I carried every day. My sin was washed away and I was freed from my pain. Never in my life have I felt so reborn into a brand new person. So now, I have decided to give my life to Christ with open arms and fully dedicate my life to Him. My name is Haley Chardon. I was raised in a Christian home, but I found myself often thinking, who is God and Jesus? Last summer camp, I said yes to Jesus, but I didn't want to make my baptism public and felt like I wanted to be private. But I never got to do it, and through the year, I lost my connection to God. But at summer camp 2013, I reconnected to Jesus by saying yes to Him, and He spoke to me. I have decided to be baptized in public at New Life. My name is Nicole Rodzinski. Before I decided to give my life to Jesus, I felt broken. I don't think I always make the right choices and maybe wasn't the most thoughtful. Last year, family and friends talked to me into going to New Life's youth camp. I wasn't that thrilled until I got to the actual campsite. It was the coolest experience I've ever had in my life. Then a year went by and I went to camp again this year. This camp was different than last year's. I felt God was standing right next to me, a crazy teenager on my entire journey. God spoke to me. I really listened to my heart and heard baptism. So I'm here today, following my heart and walking with Jesus, starting on an amazing new life. I'm so excited and have already made some good changes in my life. I look forward to so many things. I have decided to help out with kids group at New Life and start a Bible study group at my school. My name is Hannah Ranholt. I grew up with a family that didn't really go to church and never talked about God. When I was in 7th grade, my friend invited me to go to Young Life Camp, where I came to know the Lord. I continued going to youth group, but slowly fell away from it all. During that time, my parents had recently gotten divorced. I wasn't sure what God had intended for my life if He wasn't going to keep my parents together. I've been waiting for a long time to be baptized, but I wanted it to be at the right time. After recently going to Guatemala on a missions trip with school and now summer camp, I feel like it is the perfect time. I have decided to be baptized.